In our last episode, we arrived at the Tibetan town of Saga, a vital resting point on the Kailash Manasarovar Yatra. Nestled amidst rugged hills and cold winds, Saga prepared us for the path ahead, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now begins the next sacred stretch of our journey, one that takes us through desolate plains and windswept valleys, leading finally to a mystical destination, Lake Manasarovar, a mirror of the divine and the heart of spiritual awakening. Today is the 3rd of August 2025, and we started our journey today at 5 am, and you are also with us on this journey to visit Lake Manasarovar. At the break of dawn, the town of Saga fades behind us as our convoy rolls forward. The road stretched ahead through raw wilderness. Nearly 450 kilometers of uninhabited terrain lies between us and Lake Manasarovar. The landscape is stark, the altitude daunting. But in this silence lies something profound. Every turn reveals something new, perhaps not in the scenery, but in ourselves. We are now in the vast valley of the Tibetan Plateau. There are only some villages here. Occasionally, we pass a cluster of prayer flags, spinning silently, whispering ancient mantras into the air. Om Mani Padme Hum, the soul of Tibet, engraved into rock and the sky alike. Here, herds of sheep are occasionally seen crossing the road, and our car calmly waits for them to cross. It's 8 am here now, and after a 3-hour bus journey, our bus stopped at a petrol pump. And as soon as the bus stopped, we went out to see the strange and beautiful sculptures next to the petrol pump. The most beautiful and the interesting thing we saw was the golden yak. Suddenly, the road bends, and we encounter a mighty river. This is the Yarlung Tsangpo, known to India as the Brahmaputra. Born in the glaciers of the Himalayas, it flows with the silence of centuries. For the pilgrims, the river is not just water, it is grace. Many stop to offer prayers, some sprinkle water over their heads. The Brahmaputra reminds us that life flows in stillness and strength. Here time feels frozen, and so does the air, thinner with every mile, but filled with ancient energy. The area we are passing through now is completely covered with desert-like sand dunes, and the Brahmaputra River flows right across it. The life of the people here is very difficult. There are no sophisticated systems like in the city, but the people and the animals here live very peacefully. Sometimes, under the blue sky, small villages with very few people can be seen. The villages here are very small and consist of only a few houses with only a few small shops that were almost empty. But every village we have seen in Tibet so far has been very clean. I have seen all the pictures and videos of Tibet so far, and it seemed amazing. But now I realize that Tibet is even more beautiful than that. Every landscape here looks like a desktop wallpaper. It's 11 am now and our bus has arrived and stopped by a small river. This is where we will have lunch today. This place is so beautiful that it's amazing to think that we would have lunch in such a beautiful place. There are a few other groups of pilgrims like us who will be having lunch here today. There is a small bridge over the river and prayer flags are beautifully arranged on both sides of the river. Although this river is small, it is very deep and it is said to have many large fish. Here we saw a few mountain goats roaming around. After lunch, our journey resumed, moving through the beautiful Tibetan Plateau towards Manasarovar. The rules and regulations here are very strict, and there are occasional checkpoints on the roads where the police come and check. Suddenly we saw a big lake which we all thought was Manasarovar, but later we found out that it was another lake. This time, after passing through a very large gate, we reached Manasarovar, and from there we boarded another bus for the Manasarovar Parikrama. The Parikrama of Lake Manasarovar, a journey around one of the holiest lakes on earth. For Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and Bon devotees alike, this is not just a circuit. It's a purification of the soul, a circle of life, and a prayer in motion. Our bus begins to move along the rough, winding trail that encircles the sacred lake at an altitude of nearly 15,100 feet. The blue waters shimmer like liquid sapphire, while the golden brown mountains guard its divine silence. Each turn reveals a new face of the Himalayas, raw, timeless, and humbling. On the northern side, the mighty Mount Kailash rises in the distance. Its reflection dances upon the still waters of Manasarovar, creating a vision that transcends words. The wind carries the soft hum of mantras, blending with the calls of the Himalayan birds. After the bus stopped at a certain place, we all got down there. It was very cold outside, windy, and a little rain was falling. Ignoring the cold wind and rain, everyone came to the edge of Manasarovar and continued to worship in their own way. Everyone sprinkled some water on their heads and everyone started collecting water to take home. Some people kept taking pictures in front of Manasarovar to capture this beautiful memory. The water of Manasarovar is absolutely crystal clear, and this water is so tasty and sweet that it is very difficult to believe it without tasting it. Formed by Lord Brahma, as ancient scriptures say, Manasarovar is not just a lake. It is the lake of the mind, the lake of divinity. Its name itself means Manas, mind, Sarovar, lake. The water itself is remarkably unique. Fed primarily by snowmelt from the Kailash range, Manasarovar is one of the world's highest freshwater lakes. A single dip in its frigid waters is said to cleanse all sins committed over 100 lifetimes. Buddhists believe Queen Maya bathed here before giving birth to the Buddha. The lake is revered not just as water but as a living deity.
डेफिनेटली मैजिकल आई थिंक एक्सपीरियंस करने में और देखने में बहुत फर्क होता है। करना चाहिए लाइफ में एक बार। बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है, बहुत ही स्पिरिचुअल है एंड वंस इन अ लाइफ टाइम।
थैंक
The Parikrama covers roughly 88 kilometers, a path that once took days on foot. Today, modern roads and buses make it possible in a few hours, but the spirit of devotion remains unchanged. Every pilgrim carries within them an unspoken reverence and an ancient dream to complete the sacred circle. Unlike its neighboring saline demon lake Rakshastal, Manasarovar's clear deep blue waters possess exceptional purity. The unique geological mix of the high plateau results in water with low mineral content, giving it that distinct, almost luminous turquoise hue. Just a narrow strip of land separates the sacred Lake Manasarovar from its unsettling counterpart, Lake Rakshastal. Located at the same towering altitude of over 15,000 feet on the Tibetan Plateau, Rakshastal is the embodiment of contrast. The name itself, Rakshastal, means Lake of the Rakshasa, demon. According to Hindu legend, this is the very lake where the great demon king Ravana performed severe penance, offering one of his own heads to Shiva every year for 10 years. Its forbidding reputation gives the lake a mystical yet somber atmosphere. Unlike the lively pilgrimage at Manasarovar, you will find a stark, silent landscape here. The lake's water chemistry is key to its enigmatic nature. Rakshastal is a saline saltwater lake. Because it has no outlet, it is an endorheic basin. Minerals and salt accumulate, making the water highly brackish and uninhabitable for most aquatic life. This is why you rarely see birds or plant life near its source, contributing to the dead or demon lake perception. Its water is clear, deep, and often reflects an intense, almost metallic blue. Though considered inauspicious, Rakshastal is geologically connected to Manasarovar by a small channel, the Ganga Chiu. This connection symbolizes the inseparable duality of light and shadow, life and death. Rakshastal serves as a powerful reminder of the raw, untamed forces of nature high in the Himalayas. As of today, our journey is almost over, and we have reached the source of Lake Manasarovar, where we will be staying tonight. Here we see a strange sight in the distance, rain falling steadily from black clouds, which are slowly approaching us. The rooms here have beautiful Tibetan art on the walls, and although the rooms are a bit small in size, it is a great blessing to stay here. The rain stopped soon after, and we left our luggage indoors and went out to explore the surrounding area. More than just a geographical feature, Lake Manasarovar is the source of four great rivers, the Brahmaputra, Indus, Sutlej, and Karnali, symbolizing its role as a spiritual and hydrological cradle. It remains a powerful testament to natural beauty and deep faith. The temperature and oxygen levels here are very low, so even just walking around will make you gasp for breath. From the lakeside, you can see the peak of Mount Kailash rising above the surrounding hills, which further enhances the magical view. Chiu or Sparrow Monastery is one of the most uniquely situated monasteries in Tibet. Perched dramatically atop a rocky hill, this ancient Buddhist complex overlooks the vast, sacred Lake Manasarovar. Its unique name, Sparrow Monastery, comes from an old legend, though it's more visibly known for its location. The monastery appears to cling to the peak, offering pilgrims and visitors some of the most spectacular, unobstructed views of both Manasarovar and the mysterious Rakshastal lake below. Its cave is famous where the great Indian Buddhist master Padmasambhava or Guru Rinpoche is said to have meditated in the 8th century. Several animals and birds were seen here, such as rabbits roaming around here, and some birds were seen in the waters of Manasarovar. Finally, the long-awaited night has arrived. It is now 2:30 am local time here, and we are standing on the banks of Manasarovar. The temperature here is now 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, and there is a very cold wind blowing here. Now the surroundings are pitch black and the atmosphere is completely silent. Only the occasional sound of water can be heard, and a bird or two can be heard from afar. Even though it had started to rain lightly amidst the cold, 50 to 60 pilgrims slowly emerged from the pilgrims' room and waited on the banks of Manasarovar to witness this miraculous sight. It is said between 2:30 am and 4 am, a miracle touches the waters of Manasarovar. When the world sleeps, this sacred lake awakens to the presence of the divine. According to ancient belief, the gods descend to bathe in these icy Himalayan waters. The lake remains calm, then suddenly sacred ripples appear, without wind, without movement, without reason. After waiting for quite some time at 3:30 am, when the cold continued to increase and the rain also increased, suddenly we saw a bright star in the sky approaching Manasarovar from the direction of Kailash. Although no scientific explanation has been found for this night's events, nor has anyone been able to discover them, this event has been happening for ages. At Manasarovar, the divine is not a story, it is an experience. And in those 2 sacred hours before dawn, it is believed the gods leave their footprints in the water and blessings in every heart.
बहुत बढ़िया, उसका कुछ वर्णन नहीं कर सकते।
पूरा दर्शन किया है
और
शिव जी
हमने
का।
शिव का बहुत बढ़िया दर्शन किया रात का ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में। बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया।
2:30 बजे से सुबह में 7
7
बजे
बजे
तक
तक बैठे थे और अच्छा हुआ। पार्वती माता, शंकर भगवान सब
सबके दर्शन किए, सब
33
ऋषि
कोटि
के।
देवताओं का दर्शन किया और इसमें झील में नहाए वो लोग और ऊपर से दर्शन किया। सब दिव्य दर्शन हुआ
और 2 बार ज्योति का दर्शन हुआ है, एक बार
ज्योतिर्लिंग का
लाल
दर्शन
में
हुआ।
और एक बार पीली में। 2 बार ज्योति दर्शन किया है।
कितने बजे हुआ तो?
वो सुबह में 5:30
2:30 बजे के बाद से
हुआ।
और यहाँ पर
यहाँ के 5:30,
यहाँ के 5:30।
5:30।
यहाँ के 5:30 और इंडियन आपका है वो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त 2:30 बजे से चालू
कैसा
होता
था वो ज्योति, कहाँ से आया था, कैसा?
उधर से आया,
ऊपर से आया पूरा 2 लाल लाइट इतना।
और फिर बड़ा हो गया और अकेले शिव आया तो इतना बड़ा लाइट ऊपर से हो गया, झील पूरा फॉक्स लाइट जैसा हो गया और सब सुन हो गया, सब
फुल मून।
बहुत बढ़िया
दर्शन हुए।
उसका कुछ वर्णन नहीं कर सकते।
शंकर भगवान पार्वती माता जी स्नान कर रहे थे तब अकेले नीचे।
पूरे ऋषियों के भी स्नान के देखे,
सब ऋषि का स्नान भी देखे हमने सब में।
ऐसे जैसे ऊपर से ऐसे करके आ रहे थे, फिर झील में जाते थे, फिर वापस ऐसे करके चढ़ जाते थे। पूरा मस्त दर्शन हुआ हमारा। 7 बजे, फिर 7 बजे तक बैठे इधर।
हम
बढ़िया दर्शन
गुजरात से है।
गुजरात से।
और उसके साथ आए हैं।
Everyone in the pilgrimage, from the oldest to the youngest, starts bathing in the bitter cold in the morning, and no one seems to be suffering.
हर हर महादेव। महादेव की बहुत कृपा है कि हम सब यहाँ तक आ पाए हैं मानसरोवर के तट पर, और हमें 6 दिन लगा यहाँ तक आने के लिए। अब हम जा रहे हैं कैलाश की तरफ, जहाँ हम परिक्रमा करेंगे 3 दिन के लिए, एंड देन रिटर्न टू काठमांडू। बट जो यहाँ तक आ पाए हैं उन पर महादेव की कृपा है, और आप सब भी कृपा के पात्र उनके बने और यहाँ तक आप जरूर आ पाए। हर हर महादेव।
हर हर महादेव।
और यहाँ का जो अनुभव है वो शब्दों में मैं बता नहीं सकती हूँ। बिल्कुल लग रहा है बस उनका आशीर्वाद प्राप्त हुआ है। हम कल रात में भी बैठे 3 बजे ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में, और सितारों की कुछ गतिविधि देखी। वो देखना अपने आप में एक आश्चर्यजनक अनुभव था। तो जो फील हो रहा नहीं बता सकते शब्दों में, बट बहुत आनंदित है।
ओम नमः शिवाय। हर हर महादेव। अभी महादेव के दरबार में मानसरोवर के सामने आए हैं। सच में इतना मन में ऐसा आनंद भी हो रहा है, हर्ष भी हो रहा है कि भगवान ने हमको इतना जल्दी दर्शन के लिए बुलाया, और हमारा सपना जो था हर एक का, वो सपना पूरा हो गया। और हम सब ग्रुप में आए, एक दूसरे का मतलब एक परिवार है, और जब तक भगवान नहीं बुलाए तब तक तुम्हारा दर्शन नहीं होता। तो बुलाया, और हमारी आगे की भी परिक्रमा अच्छी तरह से पूरी हो, यही शुभकामनाएं। और महादेव का दर्शन करो। हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव।
Here are the pilgrims, each sharing their own unique experiences.
Shivaya. This trip, I think we have been thinking for so many years. I think Shivaya has only blessed us for me and my family to come here. And we were, in fact, expected for the worst, but things are happening very well, and we're having a very spiritual experience. And and especially the people who are coming with us, they are very cooperative, they're supporting each other. And I think one must come and experience this spiritual experience.
In Tibetan, Lake Manasarovar is called Mapam Emerso.
Hello, namaste. I'm Dawa Sherpa. I'm doing here for guiding with Indian and foreigner peoples. And हम बहुत बार आ चुका हूँ इधर। ये कोरोना के पहला
कितना टाइम आए हैं आप?
8-9 टाइम आया है। तो इधर बहुत लोग आता है। ऐसे है, ये सी का नाम है मानसरोवर लेक। हाँ, कल आज हम जाएंगे दर्शन, फिर आपको मिलेगा इन्फॉर्मेशन दर्शन से। थैंक यू सर।
On the banks of the Manasarovar, beautiful view. it has made my day to be here. Yesterday we had the Parikrama and it was wonderful, and where we got down to do the bathing of our hands and feet was absolutely awesome, and we could see darshan of Mount Kailash at places, south face, and we were very happy about it. Today we are supposed to do the puja, and we will see whether we can do it here. This part is slightly marshy, but anyway it is okay, and we are very happy. Thank you.
हर हर महादेव, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। इस कैलाश पवित्र भूमि पे हम सबका स्वागत और हम सबका आगमन से सभी लोग पावन हो गए। और आप सामने देख सकते हैं मानसरोवर झील, जहाँ पे सभी अपना अपना स्नान करके उस महत्व का जो अनुभव करते हैं। और हम इस युग में वो इंसान हैं जो हमें ये सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है कि हम मानसरोवर झील में स्नान करके कैलाश बाबा को प्रस्थान कर रहे हैं दर्शन करने को। हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव, हर हर। यहाँ जो स्थान है बहुत पवित्र स्थान है। यहाँ आने में काफ़ी कष्ट तो होता है। अभी कैलाश मानसरोवर तक आए फिर भी ऑक्सीजन कम है। अभी तक परिक्रमा भी बाकी है, ये भी थोड़ा सब लोग थके हुए। और लेकिन मानसरोवर में स्नान करने के बाद थोड़ा थकान बहुत कम हो गया है। तो जो भी आए तो यात्री यहाँ स्नान जरूर करे और चोखा ही रखे, स्वच्छता रखे कि ताकि।
हर महादेव। আমি আসাম থেকে আসছি, আসামের নগাঁও জেলা থেকে আসছি কৈলাস যাত্রা করার জন্য। এখানে সবাই একসাথে মিলে আছি। এখানে বোঝা যায় না যে আমরা সবাই পরিবার ফ্যামিলি ছেড়ে আসছি। এখানে একটা নতুন করে আমরা পরিবারের সাথে মিলে আসছি। আর এখানে তো আসার জন্য অনেক দিনের একটা আশা ছিল যে এই কৈলাস ভোলে বাবার এই কৈলাস যাত্রা করব আর মানসরোবরে এসে স্নান করব। আমার মনে হচ্ছে এটা পূর্বপুরুষের কোনো ফল ছিল এখানে আসার। আর কি বলবো, খুব আনন্দ লেগেছে। কষ্ট হচ্ছে, কষ্ট হলো, মনে খুব আনন্দ লাগছে। এরকম মনে হচ্ছে যে আমার জীবন ধন্য হয়ে গেছে। সবার মহাদেব, ওম নমঃ শিবায়। সবার মঙ্গল কামনা করি, সবার যেন মঙ্গল হয়। ओम नमः शिवाय। हर हर महादेव। मैं अजय कुमार हिमाचल प्रदेश का रहने वाला हूँ। आज मुझे कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा का अनुभव प्राप्त हुआ। आज हमने मानसरोवर लेक में स्नान किया, अच्छा लगा। और उसके बाद हमारे साथ यहाँ इस यात्रा में पूरे भारतवर्ष के सारे लोग आए हुए हैं। गुजरात से, असम से, कोलकाता से, हिमाचल से तो वैसे मैं अकेला ही आया हूँ, लेकिन जो सारे यात्री हैं वो अलग अलग स्टेट से हैं। फिर भी हम एक साथ रह के एक दूसरे को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं, इस यात्रा को पूरा करने के लिए मदद कर रहे हैं। वैसे ही आज मुझे 5 कैलाश पूरा करने का सौभाग्य भी प्राप्त हुआ। इससे पहले मेरे
Many pilgrims have come here from different parts of India, and we have heard about their self-realization. But one thing is common among all of them, that is, everyone feels very peaceful after coming here. Apart from India, pilgrims from Tibet, China, and various other countries have come here. Almost everyone who has come here has arrived here after many years of trying. Almost all the pilgrims who come here worship in their own pure way. Our next episode will take us from Manasarovar to Darshan, the base for the sacred circumambulation of Kailash, a path that circles the divine, a taste of devotion, endurance, and awakening. Stay with us as we step further into the realm of the gods. This is not just a pilgrimage. This is the path to self-realization.